Of course, every little thing will be all right. Everything is going to be okay. And this is to welcome you back on Rise and Shine this morning from the studios of Teams at 94.1 FM. My name is Olamide Teju Show, and I'm wishing you a happy Monday. You remember we started on a grateful note, and then we went on to talk about our choices, especially this period, this COVID-19 lockdown period. And I said we'll be having some guests join us in the studio this morning to discuss a very critical issue. We are looking at the impact of the lockdown on education, especially in Nigeria and at the grassroots level here in Osun State, in Oriade local government. We'll be having, very lovely people, and of course, they will be doing justice to the topic this morning. We'll be having a great discussion, and I want you to stay tuned. Of course, we'll be opening the studio lines for you to have your own contribution to join us on the program. My name is Olamide Teju, and we'll go for this short musical break, and then when I come back, I'll be back with my guest in the studio. Good morning to you once again.
This is the way we go to school, go to school, go to school. This is the way we go to school so early in the morning.
This is the way we dress ourselves, dress ourselves, dress ourselves. This is the way we dress ourselves
So early in the morning. This is the way we wash our hands, wash our hands, wash our hands. This is the way we wash our hands so early in the morning.
This is the way we brush our teeth, brush our teeth, brush our teeth. This is the way we brush our teeth
So early in the morning. This is the way we carry our books, carry our books, carry our books. Well, this is the way we carry our books so early in the morning.
Of course, it's Monday morning, and there's no carrying of books this morning. It's Monday, and the students are not going to school. Wow, it's really a critical period. With me in the studio this morning, I have two wonderful people joining us on this conversation. Don't forget, we are looking at the impact of the lockdown on education. And then when we talk about education, we can't leave out the students, the teachers, the parents. We are all involved in this, especially this period. I have the chairman of APS, Oriade Local Government Chapter. That's the All Progressives Proprietors of Schools, All Progressives Proprietors of Schools, Oriade Chapter, Pastor Kayode Ogunwale. Good to have you on the show this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on this program, Rise and Shine. And also, I have a lecturer with me. She's a principal lecturer and the head of Department of Yoruba in Osun State College of Education, Ilaorogun, Dr. Mrs. Margaret Oluyamo. Good to have you again this morning, Mama.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Okay, let's go into the conversation already. No doubt the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the educational sector. Okay, there were a lot of exams that were suspended, projects suspended, researches suspended. Students most likely, as at the time the schools were closed, they were supposed to be having their second term examination, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So we looking at this issue of lockdown. What will you say let's look at both the positive and the negative, impact of this lockdown on students and the syllabus so far in our country, Nigeria. Pastor Ogunwale.
Thank you very much. Let me talk about the positive aspect first. And the positive aspect of it, as far as I'm concerned, has to do with life. Saving life,
Right.
Staying alive. When you're alive, you can achieve anything in life. So I want to commend the government for taking the right step they took at the right time. Even though was not that convenient to our programs in the school system. On the other side, the major effect of this lockdown in the nation and the global world at large is that it has crippled everything we can refer to as education in the school system. And you understand that children at their age, locking them down, that is not doing anything. And then far away from their classroom, far away from their teachers, and at home with their parents who might not have, might maybe little or nothing to add to educational value at home. It's a big problem. It's a very, very big problem. And that is what we are contending with now. A lot of children at home now virtually doing nothing. In school, even when we're in school, you are still pursuing them
to learn to read.
To do this. Now that they are home with nobody to help them, is a problem. And I pray that this pandemic will leave soon, so that the children can return back to school where they belong.
Okay, I would like to engage Dr. Margaret Oluyama right now. Looking at the time that the closure of schools, happened, the UNESCO said something that, okay, this lockdown is actually going to affect about 99.9% of schools globally, including tertiary institutions. You are a lecturer. I want to talk about at that moment that lockdown started. What was it? At what point was it for tertiary institution students, especially at the Osun State College of Education here in Osun State?
Thank you very much. Some of us run our programs differently because of, maybe some of the things that have affected us domestically. In each of the tertiary institutions have one thing or the other to contend with. But here in Osun, our students we were engaging in lectures, teaching our students, preparing them for
exams had not started.
Exams had not started in our own institution. We were actually teaching the students. Some of them just finished their teaching practice exercise just before the lockdown. And I know that most of us are actually preparing for one test or the other, maybe the continuous assessment test. Schools will be meeting at the exams that we already wrote. Schools board meeting and considering examination results, computing the results of previously written examinations, and of course some of our old students coming in to take their certificates or statements of results. There are some of them who applied for job, and they are coming to take one document or the other to help them secure employment wherever they have applied to. These were the things going on before the lockdown. Yeah.
Wow. Looking at this lockdown period, there is something very critical that I smell. People are saying that, okay, let's say this is over very, very soon. By the time students resume school, they will know close to nothing. Do you agree with that, Pastor Ogunwale? You are a teacher. You are a hardcore teacher. Do you think, what the speculations of people about, students not knowing anything? We've spent 2 weeks, and then today is day 4 of the part 2 of lockdown. Students are at home, pupils are at home, especially the younger ones. They are vulnerable this time around. There's nobody teaching them. There's nobody. We are saying there are remote learning methods, but are they really engaging it? Let's be honest. Are they really engaging it? Will they really still know something by the time school resumes?
I don't want to totally agree with you on that.
Okay.
I want to believe that with the quality of, the effect of the quality of education that these children had before we were locked down, definitely they have something going with them. Apart from that, I must commend some of our radio stations, television houses, engaging students, especially though many of them are tilted towards SS3 preparation, but we still have some of them that are extended to other classes.
Yes, we have one here, school on here, every
Yeah.
Saturday, 4 to 4:30
Yeah.
p.m.
There is a radio station that even does that every day of the week.
Yeah.
This will definitely help these children to still find a learning environment inside their home. Apart from that, I want to believe that parents too. This is a time that parents should actually stand for their children. The primary school, for instance, for the primary school, I don't want to believe that we can't find someone in the house who cannot engage a child to learn one or two things.
Really?
You know, at least, even if they are not adding anything new, revising what they have been taught earlier in the time will be something that will keep the children going.
But Pastor Ogunwale, do you know that there are some children that are not easily controlled? You know, when it comes to education, they are not, you know, they are not ready to learn, so to say. But when it comes to play, let's say go on social media, they love that. But go take your books. Your parents are having difficulty with that right now. Go take your books, go read. You know, the children will come and say, no, there is no school. After all, there is no school. Why should I go and read? What do you think about that?
Yeah, right. That is where parents should apply wisdom. Wisdom in the sense that you can make it conditional. Okay, you are going to watch DSTV or channels, television, whatever, for this program for so time. But you must do this assignment. You must at least read for 1 hour before you can have access to television or maybe play games and just look at something that is very, very passionate. I mean, they are very passionate about and hang it on. They are sitting down to read.
What do you think about giving them rewards?
Of course.
Okay, you advise that.
Yeah.
Dr. Oluyabo, don't you think that is spoiling children this period? You know, giving them rewards to read.
Anything we can do this time around to give them, to make them to do what we want them to do, it's still in place.
I hope the children will not take it for granted, so that when another situation.
I think I did something like that in my family this
Good.
morning.
Okay.
Adults in my family. You know, I told them that there are these free courses on the internet,
Right.
offered by Harvard University.
Right.
Okay, you are undergraduates. You go to the site, go and look for one course that you will, you know, engage in. And if you successfully engage in it, at the end of it and you have a certificate, I am going to give you 10,000 naira.
Wow.
You know, to encourage them. Then I told them, each one of you, I'm going to give you 1,000 naira data to actually connect so that you will run that course. So if we can give them something, you know, a palliative like that, something that will, you know, encourage them to actually engage in something worthwhile. I don't think it is, you know, like spoiling the children, because whether we like it or not, there will be boredom. You know, these children are used to being in the midst of their colleagues,
Right.
being in the midst of their, you know, mates, and, you know, exchanging notes, exchanging jokes and all the rest. But now they are confined from the sitting room, I mean, from the living room to the room to the kitchen. This is what they have now. So whatever we can do to actually encourage these children, it's not too much. But we're talking about those who have access to the internet, those who can watch DSTV, those who can listen to radio and get school on air. Don't forget that we have rural areas, even in Oshu, where people don't have access to the media.
Right. Even to radio.
Even to radio. There is no electricity supply for them to listen. There are many teachers who don't even have a phone that can browse. Don't be surprised. Not to talk about students. So what do we do about that? We commit them to God.
It's really a huge problem. I was going to discuss that. I want us to really look at that, because there are students who are preparing for WACS, Becker, you know, a lot of national examinations, even Cambridge suspended exams. So a lot of exams have been suspended, although NECO said they have not reviewed their own plan. But, you know, there is still speculations of suspension. So a lot of exams have been suspended, and these students were preparing for exams. Some of them don't have access into the internet. Okay, we are saying, okay, let's use distance learning programs and all, let's use radio, let's use TV, but some of our students do not have access. How do the government help us? How do we think, okay, parents, government, how can we manage this situation?
The reality on ground is that we are all involved,
Right.
government and the citizens. Definitely, government is aware that education is very, very germane to development of every nation. I want to believe that all our examination bodies, both the NECO, the WAEC, and the organizers of the various back in each state, they will eventually, when we are back to school, there should be a time frame for these children to prepare.
Sort of revision.
Not just 1 week or 2 weeks of a thing. They need to give them enough time, because I don't see the examination bodies compromising standard
Right.
in the structure of the questions or even the marking. But if they can give enough time for these children to get back to where they ought to be academically, definitely they will be able to come up with something very, 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 very good. So government needs to bear it on the examination bodies, because I know some of them will still want to go along with their own programs. But we're already spending our long vacation.
No vacation. I was going to come to that actually. Like
Yeah,
after
yeah,
this
long
lockdown
vacation.
period,
Not because,
would you still recommend? Sorry to butt in. Would you still recommend that? Okay, there will still be, say kind of break after. Let's say the lockdown is over, the schools resume. Would you still recommend that students still have some kind of break?
No more break.
Really? Okay, I hope the students at home are listening right now.
They are aware. They should know.
They should
Because,
know, right?
To me, by the time they readjust the timetables and the structure of the terms, you will see that August that we normally use will have submerged into the school system.
Right.
Definitely, there might not be any time for break again. So every student and all the staff should get prepared for the work ahead.
Dr. Oluyamo, Nelson Mandela once said something. He said, education is the most powerful weapon which you use to change the world. We are looking at a change of society, a better society. But I smell something bad about this time, that after the lockdown, when school resumes, there might be a bad effect, a negative effect on results of students, on researches, on research papers, on lectures, because there might not be that quality again that we are looking out for. We are saying, okay, we want our students to have better results in their national examinations, in their international examinations. But after this lockdown, there is a possibility that there is high level of dropout or mass failure. What do you think about that?
Definitely, things cannot be the same again. Already we are battling a very serious situation whereby you see a secondary school student who cannot even read correctly. You see undergraduates who cannot pronounce words, the way they should be pronounced. You see graduate students who cannot even write their own projects or,
on their own.
Dissertation on their own. I wonder what our educational system is, becoming. The other time I was surfing the internet and I saw a site where projects, you just submit your project topic and it is written for you. I don't want to advertise, but I was wondering when I got to that site and I said, okay, if I submit my project topic and somebody just writes for me, I will now put my name. Will I be able to defend what I have there? So already we have fundamental problems. And the government knows about this. This is my worry. That there was a time some schools were closed for aiding students to pass WAEC, but today is almost a commonplace that you see people around and you see a student having nine distinctions that he or she cannot even defend, not to talk of now. So definitely things cannot be the same again. But as it is, there will be a few who will be mindful of the future. There are still some few who have the mindset of actually, breaking records and making something at the end of the day. We will have to rely on such. But whether we like it or not, this shutdown is actually going to affect a lot of the students who don't even have, who don't, they are not serious about their lives before. This one has actually added to it. I was only wondering that, okay, even the female students, there are some of them at the end of this shutdown who will get pregnant.
Right. That's a very critical issue.
And even if they don't drop out of school, they are already, the tummies are protruding, and they come to the examination or to write exams, and you are not expected to send them away. So what do you expect them to bring out at the end of the day? I just pray that people listening to us will listen to the voice of reason and know that first things first, if our educational sector, if our educational system is destroyed, then everything about our nation, our life is destroyed. So I want to appeal to youths over there that they should, put first things first. Let us try as much as possible to endure the times that we are in, be committed to something serious about the future. That is the only appeal that we can make. But even as we make the appeal, there are some of them who will not, make it at the end of the day. It's not, talking in the negative.
Wow.
In addition, I just want to add to what she has just said.
Okay,
That is very
please go
perfect as stand. I equally want to appeal to government. The zeal at which we are combating this COVID-19 of the thing, we should turn it when everything is over. Let's declare an serious emergency on the education sector across the nation.
Quite
so that we can use this same zeal to combat this pandemic.
Right.
Definitely, if you can use it for education, there is going to be a revival. Because even before this pandemic of the thing, every sector of education has been struggling,
right,
from primary to secondary to the tertiary institutions. Everything, we know that things are not how it should be, and this one has joined it now, bringing a lot of challenges. I think government should actually take it a point. See it as a point of duty to declare state of emergency on education when this is over.
Okay. All right, thank you so much for that brilliant comment so far. Don't forget, people, the program is Rise and Shine on Teams at 94.1 FM, and we are engaging a conversation on the lockdown effect on the educational sector, especially in Nigeria. Erasmus once said something, that the main hope of a nation lies in the proper education of its youth. And I know Dr. Oluyamo, as well as Pastor Ogunwale, who is the Oriade chairman of APS, they are both, believers in youth development. And now, before we, started the lockdown, the NUC actually ordered the closure of universities on March 23rd. So before we went on the lockdown, for private schools too, I was thinking about, the issue of hanging school fees. There are a lot of proprietors, in Oyo State. I read a news article on April 17. NAPS Oyo State chapter was asking for soft loans to pay salaries of teachers because they cannot afford, to pay. Because many parents, as at the time that we went to lockdown, many proprietresses, heads of institutions were looking forward to the fact that, it's towards the end of the term, whereby students are sent home to go and get the balance of their school fee, their payments, whatsoever. But now there was no time to do that at the time that schools closed. So as the chairman of proprietors in Obiade local government, what can you say about outstanding fees in schools these days, and what kind of impact will it have on proprietors? Are proprietors able to pay March salaries? Let's look at that. April salaries, what will happen to that? March, April salaries. How do we solve this situation? Because teachers have to eat.
Sure.
Right. So what do we do about that? What's the situation on ground right now?
The situation is as bad as anything, because most schools, I can tell you that they were yet to pay salaries before the lockdown. The system has always been that parents in some schools, parents will pay parts at the beginning of term,
right,
waiting to the time the exam will start, then they pay the balance. Some of them Some of them will even carry over to the next time where the economy is not in the normal shape, and help us give us more time. So those who have given permission to pay by the time the exam start could not pay, and you should equally understand that most of our schools is just a one-way income. It's school fees. No school fees, no salaries.
Right.
And if these things are not coming, definitely it will not only affect the teachers, it will affect their families.
Right.
Teachers have families.
Right.
They have
of course
children,
they
they
do.
have wives. And there are so many other commitments. So it's a very big problem. And I want to use this medium to appeal to our parents. I know that things are hard. Even parents.
Wow.
As I was coming this morning, I was telling my friend that when you are spending money and another one is not coming in, it's a big problem.
It's
because
a huge
the one
one.
you have is going out and nothing is coming in. And that's what everybody is experiencing. But I want to appeal, even if you cannot afford that now, as soon as this lockdown is over, let's remember that teachers who are teaching our children, they have families, they need to feed.
But where do they get the money? A lot of people are, there is a lot of retrenchments going on. I'm even afraid for private schools these days that after the lockdown, they won't retrench some of their teachers. They won't say, okay, we don't need Mr. So again because we can't afford to pay this so number of teachers. Where's the money? There is no job out there. Nobody is going out, especially in Osun State. Where do they get the money to pay school fees?
I want to believe that most, let me say, a very big part of our parents are civil servants.
Right.
And government is paying. I want to believe government is paying.
Okay.
They pay, and they have paid their life.
Okay. Of course, we have parents join us, so we'll know if that is true. We'll confirm.
If government is paying them, one mindset that I want parents to have is that somebody is building the dream of your child. And he too must be compensated. It's not a matter of even compensation. He must be paid for his service.
Right.
So if you take it as a priority, that my child's teacher needs to get salary, then we must be able to apportion a part of whatever income that we have to pay. Even if I cannot pay all, pay part. So that proprietors too, some of them, that's the only business they have. They have families too, with their teachers. So they need money to move on. They need money to feed. They need money to take care of their families. They need money even to put the schools back to shape.
Right.
When the children are returning. So I appeal that going by what is on ground now, government should help us to pay the civil servants.
Okay.
Civil servants whose children are in school should pay the school system. So that we can at least have something to pay the teachers before we can order them back to the classroom.
Okay, Dr. Oluyamo, even before the lockdown, there are some parents who are known for, I'm not trying to, say some parents are somehow, but I'm saying that this is the reality. There are some parents who are daily earners. They come with, lots of excuses that, I'm a daily earner. By the end of, say 2 weeks, this is the amount I will pay. By the end of another 2 weeks, this is the amount I will pay. Please take me as I am. There are some of them that come with, such sayings. So now that they can't go out to earn daily, what kind of future do we see in the education sector, especially in the financial aspect? If we don't get money to fund the educational sector, of course we can't get the quality that we want.
Sure.
So how do we what kind of response strategy can you recommend?
Thank you very much. I don't want to be a prophet of doom. Things, like I said the other time, things may not actually be the same. Daddy was talking about government paying,
Civil servants.
Don't forget that since 2011, some civil servants have been on half salary. And the half is still being paid. Even this payment, before it gets to your bank, deductions will be made. Maybe you have taken one loan or the other.
Wow, it's really a serious situation.
Very, very serious situation. And secondary and primary school, let's say the parents are the ones responsible for the school fees. What of the tertiary institutions where some of our students fend for themselves. They are the ones that struggle to pay their own school fees. And I still want to appeal to the government. Paying the salaries of workers, kudos to the government of Osun State. We thank them. But that, take home is not even enough to take some of us home. So I want to still appeal to the government. I don't know how it will be done. Maybe some soft loans will be granted to those who apply for it.
You mean parents?
I mean, even the institutions.
Okay.
The institutions. Like, even before we went on break, there are some institutions, tertiary institutions, that are owing their staff, even for the program that had already been executed. Owing them, legitimate allowances that are not paid, even to these teachers, these lecturers, these workers in tertiary institutions who also have children, attending schools, whose school fees they will pay. So it is a very, very serious matter. But I think all of us have to adjust one way or the other. That adjustment just have to be made.
Wow.
And there is no way we will not cry to the government to come to our aid wherever we can get the money from. Maybe giving loans to. There is nothing wrong if loans are given to even private schools. These people are also building the future of the state.
Yes, the nation.
Of the nation. Wherever we can get the money from, and those who are well-to-do among us should please come to the aid of the education sector, so that we will not weep in future. Because if care is not taken, the way we are going, one prayer that I prayed this morning is that, God, this lockdown will not be extended more than this. If it is, hey, there is fire on the mountain.
It is really worrying, because we have 627 cases as at 11:50 p.m. yesterday night. A lot of people have recovered, 100 plus, and 21 deaths so far. It's a worrying case. And looking at it, there is. I don't want to say, just like Dr. Oluyabo said, I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but even Ekiti, he was saying, there is a likelihood of extension beyond April 27. Wow, it's really, really a serious situation we have here. And then the reason for the lockdown, we should not forget, is to control the spread of this disease. If we all sit back at home, ensure social distancing, and then this thing is off from our land, we'll all be fine, and then we'll return to our workplaces.
The situation now is that nothing matters more than good health.
Right.
Education does not matter now.
Health is a priority.
The priority now is health. So let us just all pray that we will get out of this sooner than later, so that everything will come back to normal again. We will adjust. I trust.
All right, people, you just heard from my guest in the studio. The program is Rise and Shine on Timsat 94.1 FM, and we are engaging a discussion on the impact of lockdown on the education sector. My name is Olamide Teju, and I have Dr. Mrs. Margaret Olushola Oluyamo, a principal lecturer and the HOD of Yoruba Department, Osun State College of Education, Ilorin. And I also have the chairman of Oriade Local Government Chapter of APS in this community, Osun State. That's Pastor Ogunwale Kayode. I'll be opening the studio lines very, very soon for parents, students, teachers to contribute on the show. How do you think we can manage this situation? How do you think we can manage this situation? The studio lines to dial is 0703-745-0890. I'll take that again. 0703-745-0890. Or dial 0903-757-8911. 0903-757-8911. Or you can just send your WhatsApp messages on 0706 5024793. My guest again, let's look at the issue of the technology interventions. so far, as regards this lockdown period, students engage in technology. I'm sure it has come with a lot of positive impact on the students. Some students don't know how to use, smartphones. They don't know how to access internet, to read, to write, to engage, some materials. But now they can do that. We have them being open up to, technology interventions such as that. So what do you think about these? And, for students listening at home, how do you think they can better, engage this technology, for further their education this period?
Thank you very much. I think it's another very positive side of this pandemic, giving the children the opportunity to link in order to learn. And before you can do that, at least you have to be computer literate, you have to be, able to do one or two things with the internet. It has helped a great deal. Like Dr. Miss said the other time, even registering online for free courses. It's another way of engaging the children and making them less idle.
Sorry to cut you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you. My name is Mr. Babatope.
From where?
I just want to thank the principal and the doctor for what they have done, for what they are saying now.
Oh, we lost that. Okay, Mr. Babatope, we hope you call back to contribute on the program. Please, sir, your contribution.
So, as I was saying, I just want to advise all our students at all levels, as it were, to get engaged through these technological advancements and opportunities, going online, listening, surfing the net to get materials that will add value to the academic pursuits.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Olamide Titilayo from Okiopo.
Okay, your comments very quickly.
Yeah. I want to say a very good morning to people that have been talking, Pastor Goale and the Dr. Mrs.
Good morning.
I don't have much to say. What I want to say is just that I want to encourage our parents to do what is needful at this time. It's a critical period, it's a critical time, and there is absolutely nothing we can do about it. As everybody have agreed that life is important. So we just have to help our students. Some of parents, some of the parents have like 4, 5 of them. So I want to believe that by the time the lockdown is over, I wonder what those students will turn out to be. But let's do what we have to do, what we can do at home. Let's become their tutors, let's become their teachers. And please, let us censor what they watch on television. That is very, very important. Because at this period, you find parents sleeping, for a very long hours in their rooms, leaving children to television. That is equally very, very difficult, very, very, bad. So please, parents should do what they need to do. Wake your children up as if they're going to school and make sure you attend to their academic needs. It's very, very important. Once again, I want to say thank you. I want to say, a very big thank you to those that have talked. And I pray the Lord bless Team Set and the Lord bless Nigeria.
Thank you so much for that beautiful comment. All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning once again.
Good morning. Oh, you called back, Mr. Babatope.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm calling from Idesha, local here.
All right. Please go ahead.
I just want to thank the principal of the local model and the doctor for what they are saying this morning. Kudos to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I just want to appeal to you that to appeal to all the parents at all, that we should try our best and possibly best to teach our children at home. Sir? Please, I just want to appeal to the principal and to the doctor and others that please, when they resume, help us to do your best again and lead it, because we have been trying our best to teach all the children at home in this period now. But we just want us to appeal to you that you should help us.
Oh,
Sorry.
You can be very
sorry.
sure that we are parents too, and we don't even like what is happening at the moment.
Sure.
So, as the Lord enables us, we will do our very best to ensure that these children are what they are supposed to be.
And I equally want to add that parents will help us to keep these children at home, to stay home and stay alive.
Not playing around.
Not playing around.
Because I in the evenings sometimes I see some some students, young children playing around on their bicycle. It's the streets are not safe. That's the reality. Stay at home, stay indoors. Very, very important. The studio lines today again 0703-745-0890 or that 0903-757-8911. If you're a student, a pupil, I really want to hear your voice on the program this morning. How's this period affecting you? What do you plan to do, or what are you doing? And your requests or your comments so far on the discussion we have been having. The program is Rise and Shine on Teamsat 94.1 FM. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Calling from Malaysia.
Okay, please go ahead.
I can say the situation of this COVID-19 is a measure of exposing our level of education in Nigeria. In fact, the introduction of grades, grades, let's say O-level grades, when they are securing admission in university, has really ruined everything, especially our educational system. Before, if you have your last credits and you get admission, you can study medicine.
Yeah.
But nowadays, they will say A1, B2, can't the point. That is really exposing all schools to malpractices. One thing. Another thing is that the way our parents, they used to say, but they don't act on it. They used to say, my children are the priority. It's a lie. If children are truly a priority, what they should consider first about their children is their school fees. The last thing they do touch on their expenses list is the school fees of the children. They rather go to the school providers, they will negotiate. Don't worry, I will probably pay you. That's really is not a great problem when this epidemic pandemic now starts. Many of those private schools are crying. Mind you, all those school owners, not all of them are millionaires before they start the school.
Right.
They do not have the job. They have the ability to teach, and they have passion for the job. That's why they start the school. They have no cover in their boss. Most of them get money from these microfinances. They need to repay. They need to pay salary. They need to feed their family. Now the schools are closed down. So if parents really want to help, no matter how little they have, if they have 10,000, they can still pay little out of the 10,000 to the school account. That will really help the school owners and also help the teachers. So please, I'm advising our parents, please, if truly the children are the first on the list, if they are the priority, then consider the payment of their school fees first before taking care of any other thing.
Well, thank you so much from Elisha for that beautiful comment. Okay, it seems everybody is talking to the parents. Okay, what do we have to say to teachers these days? Teachers, lecturers at home. What do you have to say to them?
I want to tell you that lecturers are really trying. And I'm not just saying this to defend them, that, okay, maybe because she's a lecturer, there are some of us who are engaging our students on the social media, WhatsApp lectures, sending tests and exams to them, sending course outlines.
I've heard of Unioshon or Squared. I've heard about a lot of schools like that.
I want to say that there are some school managements that have actually encouraged their lecturers in doing this by giving them some palliatives, even from the management side. But there are some managements who care less, owing as much as, like I said the other time, 43 months. 42 months, 39 months of, the legitimate allowances that should be paid to lecturers. So if they are not encouraged don't blame them if they are not doing anything. There are some of them who live in remote areas where there is no electricity to even charge their phone to send something to students.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Mr. Away from Iloko.
Okay, please go ahead with your comment.
Firstly, I want to appreciate this program and Team Said for this wonderful program.
Thanks so much.
And also to appreciate the school principal at Iloko Model College and the doctor right there in the studio and the anchor.
Thank you.
I can see this as a tripartite problem. It affects both the teacher, the student, and the parents. So what we can just do is, like on the part of the teacher, we should just warm up our brains, reading books and the likes, so that by the time we resume, we will not find it so difficult or tasking before we could remember what to teach them. At the same time, to the students, the teacher, the parents at home for now should be the teachers. So they should encourage the students. Though it's not easy, like likely say, we can use reverse psychology, to encourage them. If you do this, I'll do that for you. Not that you are bribing them, but just to arouse their interest again. It's not easy. Not easy. So I pray God will be with our students. Maximum protection will be ensured on both the teachers and the parents out there. And at the end of everything, we'll give glory to God. Because life is very, very important.
All right. Thank you so much for that comment. It's been a wonderful time having this conversation this morning on the lockdown effect on education sector. Don't forget the program is Rise and Shine on Teams at 94.1 FM. And then we have been able to look at the positive impact, negative impact, especially when it comes to the aspect of school fees, parents watching over their wards at home. I have a quick comment here. It says, I am Oluwatosin Gold from Ilesha. I want to thank the guests on the program. They have spoken well. For me, the issue of this lockdown needs to be examined vividly. Parents out there should monitor their wards in assisting them to stay at home and do tutorials. God bless you. Students should also have access to online books to bring the best out of them. Thank you so much, Oluwatosin from Ilesha. All right, people, about time that we wrapped it up on this discussion this morning. I hope you have learned one thing or the other about the impact of this lockdown period. I want to use this medium to say kudos to institutions, schools who have been helping the government, supporting the government in one way or the other. There are some universities that have come up with making ventilators, producing nose masks, a lot of things like that. I've heard of Uni Osun, Lautech, a lot of schools like that. And also kudos to proprietors, proprietresses, institutions that have paid their March salary and April salary in advance. To have heard of CMC, a lot of schools like that have paid their March salaries. Also looking forward to paying April salary. Kudos to you guys. Thank you so much for considering our teachers, for making sure that they get paid for their services even in this lockdown period. Wow. It's really a serious period for us all. It's a difficult time for us all, and we are saying, please do stay safe, stay indoor, get serious with life, stay indoor. Life is very, very important. Health first, as we have established on this program. I want to use this media to say a very big thank you to Dr. Mrs. Margaret Oluyamo for coming on the program this morning. Thank you so much, Mama. God bless you. I also want to say big thank you to the Uriade chairman of All Progressive Proprietors of Schools, Uriade Local Government, Pastor Ogunwale Kayode. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
And also the PRO of APPS apps. Okay, Mr. Ariyo Stephen, thank you so much for coming on the program this morning. My name is Olamide Teju, and I remain your ball of sunshine. Till next time I'll meet again on a program like this, I say, please do stay safe, keep safe, and be fine.
ó ti yá Team Said FM.
Radio station tí gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́.
Ó
dùn gbàngbà jùjùgbà.
ó kì í ó dùn létí.
Radio station tí gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́.
Radio tó kárí ayé.
Ó dùn gbàngbà jùjùgbà.
94.1.
Radio station tí gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́.
Òkè Àgbójà láwà.
Ó dùn gbàngbà jùjùgbà.
Ìyẹn níjẹ̀bú-jẹ̀ṣà.
Radio station tí gbogbo
Àwọn
ayé ń
èèyàn
gbọ́.
ló wá sọ wípé
Ó dùn gbàngbà jùjùgbà.
wọ́n ò mà ní rédíò méjì tán gbọ́.
Radio station tí gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́.
Team Said FM lọ o.
Ó dùn gbàngbà jùjùgbà.
Wọ́n ṣe ń gbọ́ ní ìbùkún wọlé o.
Radio station tí gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́.
Nọ́ máa gbé bọ́dí dáadáa. Alani nọ́ máa gbé bọ́dí sókè o.
Radio station tí gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́.
Ó yá Team Said FM.
Radio station tí gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́.
Alani o.
Ó dùn gbàngbà.
aago mẹ́wàá ti lù.
ẹ káàárọ̀ ìròyìn òwúrọ̀ la mú wá fún yín láti ìkànnì Team Said FM 94.1 Táíwò kékeré ẹkùn lóníròyìn ṣáájú ẹgbẹ́ kọ́kọ́ tó wà nínú ìròyìn náà. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ pínpín àwọn ohun tẹ́nu ń jẹ àti ẹ̀yáwó fáwọn olókoòwò kéékèèké nípínlẹ̀ Katsina. Àwọn ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àyẹ̀wò fáráàlú láti dènà ìtànkálẹ̀ àrùn COVID-19. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àti ìpínlẹ̀ Èdó ti yọ̀ǹda èèyàn 12 míì lẹ́yìn táyẹ̀wò fi hàn wípé wọ́n ti mórí bọ́ lọ́wọ́ àrùn COVID-19. Ọ̀gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ẹ̀bọ̀ ti ṣe àkọsílẹ̀ èèyàn 3 míì tó lùgbàdì àrùn náà. Àwọn gómìnà àti Babangida ilé-ìwé tó ń kọ́ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn lágbàláyé tó fi mọ́ alága àpapọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC kẹ́dùn lórí ìpapòdà Abba Kyari. Ìyá àgbà kan ẹni ọdún 72 bí ìbejì làǹtìlanti nípínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ní báyìí ẹ gbọ́ ìròyìn náà lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ pàjáwìrì àti ìdàgbàsókè àwùjọ Sadiya Farouk ti yọ̀ǹda ọkọ̀ ńlá tó kún fún ìrẹsì fúnjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Katsina lópin ọ̀sẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ara ìgbésẹ̀ láti tù wọ́n lára. Mínísítà náà ní àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù tí ò ní ga tí ò ní go àtàwọn àkàndá ẹ̀dá lóúnjẹ ọ̀hún wà fún láti mú ìtura bá wọn látàrí àṣẹ fìdímọ́lé. Bákan náà ni arábìnrin Farouk bẹ̀rẹ̀ pínpín ẹ̀yáwó trader money àti market money káwọn aráàlú tọ́rọ̀ kàn lè fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ òwò kéékèèké nípínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Èyí jẹ́ nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan tí olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì fún mínísítà náà fọ́rọ̀ ìròyìn Salisu Dambata fi síta lánàá. Arábìnrin Farouk lẹni tí gbákejì alákòóso fún ṣẹlẹ̀ pàjáwìrì ọ̀mọ̀wé Abubakar Sulaiman ṣojú fún ṣe àlàyé pé 5,000 èèyàn ni yóò jàǹfààní ẹ̀yáwó trader money àti market money ọ̀hún. Ó ní 10,000 náírà sí 5,000 náírà pẹ̀lú àlàyé pé ìjọba ti ṣe àṣeyọrí nípa ètò pínpín owó ìrànwọ́ 1,000 náírà nípínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún tó fi mọ́ ìpínlẹ̀ 24 ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ ìjìká orílẹ̀-èdè ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àyẹ̀wò fún aráàlú láti dènà ìtànkálẹ̀ àrùn COVID-19 ní bó ṣe jẹ́ wípé ọ̀pọ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àgbékalẹ̀ ìlànà lóníranran bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọ̀sẹ̀ yìí láti kún akitiyan àjọ tó ń dènà ìtànkálẹ̀ àrùn àtàìsàn lórílẹ̀-èdè NCDC lọ́wọ́ nípa àyẹ̀wò ṣíṣe fáráàlú. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti ya 20 ibùdó àyẹ̀wò sọ́tọ̀ jákèjádò ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ níbi tí àwọn aráàlú ti ń fẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ fáyẹ̀wò. Bákan náà ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èbò yìí ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àyẹ̀wò èèyàn 10 ní wọ́ọ̀dù kọ̀ọ̀kan láti ṣàmúṣe ìpinnu rẹ̀ nípa ṣíṣe àyẹ̀wò 2,000 èèyàn láàrin ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì sásìkò yìí nígbà tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Akwa Ibom yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ àyẹ̀wò ẹ̀jẹ̀ ojúlé di ojúlé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ẹdó ní àfojúsùn láti ṣe àyẹ̀wò fún 1,000 èèyàn lójúmọ́. 7,000 èèyàn ní ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ti ṣàyẹ̀wò fún tí èsì àyẹ̀wò sì fi hàn wípé 5,000 èèyàn ló fara káásá àrùn náà. Àjọ tó ń pè wọ́n ìtànkálẹ̀ àìsàn àtàrùn lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ti pinnu láti ṣàyẹ̀wò fún 3,000 èèyàn lójúmọ́ láti dènà ìtànkálẹ̀ àrùn ọ̀hún. ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, ìpínlẹ̀ Èdó àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti yọ̀ǹda èèyàn 12 lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti bọ́jẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn coronavirus nígbà tí ìpínlẹ̀ Bauchi àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn kéde àkọsílẹ̀ èèyàn 3 míì tó lùgbàdì àrùn ọ̀hún ní ìpínlẹ̀ méjèèjì. Látòrí ìtàkùn ayélujára abáyẹfò Twitter rẹ̀ ní gómìnà Babájídé Sanwó-Olú ti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti kéde ìyọ̀ǹda èèyàn 4 míì tí wọ́n jẹ́ ọkùnrin lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti mórí bọ́ lọ́wọ́ àrùn náà. Gómìnà Sanwó-Olú ní ìyọ̀ǹda èèyàn 4 mìíràn ọ̀hún jẹ́ kí iye àwọn tí ó gbà yọ̀ǹda nípínlẹ̀ náà gbẹnu sókè sí 120. Kọmíṣánná fọ́rọ̀ ìlera ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ẹdó Patrick Okundia fi síta wípé ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún ti yọ̀ǹda èèyàn 6 míì lẹ́yìn tí sí àyẹ̀wò tó fi hàn wípé wọ́n ti mórí bọ́ lọ́wọ́ àrùn náà lẹ́ẹ̀mejì ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Kọmíṣánná fọ́rọ̀ ìlera ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn dókítà Tómi Kókà fi síta lọ́jọ́ Àbámẹ́ta nínú Abẹ́òkúta wípé èèyàn 12 nípínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún ṣe àkọsílẹ̀ rẹ̀ wípé ó fara káásá àrùn COVID-19. Bákan náà gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Ṣèyí Mákindé filéde wípé èèyàn 2 míì ti gba yọ̀ǹda lẹ́yìn tí èsì àyẹ̀wò fi hàn wípé wọ́n ti mórí bọ́. Àmọ́ nípínlẹ̀ Bauchi òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ elétò ìlera lágbàláyé kan tí wọn kò tí ì fi orúkọ rẹ̀ síta ti faragbá nínú àrùn náà. Àtẹ̀jáde kan tí Ibrahim Sanni fi síta lánàá lórúkọ kọmíṣánná fọ́rọ̀ ìlera nípínlẹ̀ Bauchi dókítà Aliyu Mangoro Mohammed ṣàlàyé pé ó ṣeé ṣe kó